Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback. I'm going to look at these as if I'm a first-time site visitor, just to look at the functionality, layout, but even if I've seen it already, that's the feedback you'll be receiving. So Anthony, as soon as I opened this up, I know you had to rebuild. I was very excited to see the changes. So you've already swiftly made some improvements this week, so kudos there. Let's see, this appears to be, well, we'll find out if it's all part of a header or what. So portfolio, good. This stays the same, but this changed. Nice. Nice and clean. We do want to, if I click this, okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. What I mentioned to the other group, you do want to watch for certain earmarks that chat has, and that one of them is M dashes. They overdo it. So if you have too many of these, you might want to replace it with a comma or something. So do watch that. We have had you enter certain specifics. That's another problem with AI. I'll see it in week 3's discussion as well, but it will give you very flawless generic content. Okay, so we want to be super careful about that. It doesn't offer anything unique or critical thinking, so or original. Those are also earmarks for sure. All right, it has certain repetitive phrases, and your instructors are aware of these. So I'm just letting you know. We want you to be able, we know that AI is not going anywhere, but we want you to be able to use it in a way that is helpful to you, but, you know, doesn't cripple you, all right? Okay, so good job so far. I love the clear backgrounds, the clean backgrounds. Make sure, okay, text only, make sure this is a Google Voice number. You'll probably make this a Gmail or something eventually that's not a student email. Yeah, but other than that, you've got everything here you were supposed to have. So let's look at the mobile. Wait, I am looking for a contact form. You do need a contact form on your contact page. Okay, that's required. Okay. Do keep in mind, you know, you want to put your descriptions here. You want to, or close this up a little bit. If I select it, okay. I was born in Kentucky, so I'm enjoying seeing this. Okay. All right, great job, Not a lot of editing required, and I look forward to seeing your changes. You've already grown a lot in just a few days. All right, Nathan. Okay. Okay. As you move forward, do be mindful of overlapping titles and things like that when you're creating your titles and videos. Okay, good. So remove this link, it's not going anywhere. These are not linked, those social icons. These are. Okay, so let's, I select this. Okay. We do need to be able to let them control the audio. It's not too bad, but we don't want it to automatically play. And I'm looking for your descriptions. You may need to add some. We'll see. It'll probably be on your mobile. You can also go in and, okay, you have this much, and that's good. You could go into your YouTube and put a little more detail into your descriptions. You would have to do it there, I believe, given your situation. All right. Okay, so let's try and get out of this. Let's left align. You're going to remove that, center this, link those. And something is not centered here. I think it's your copyright. Or maybe it's just this needs to come over, but those aren't linked. So consider putting these down here. And yeah, I would put your link. I'd move this up, close that space off, put that at the bottom, and put your link perhaps somewhere not directly under it. Maybe that goes in your footer as well. All right, great job. Everybody's doing exactly what they're required, and that's super great because you don't want week 4 to be extra work for you when you try and make everything accessible. This background needs to be removed for 2 reasons. It's template and it slows your site down. Okay, good job. Let's keep the same amount of vertical space. Okay, I want to close that space up, probably center this. And the work could be centered, I think, and perhaps, or actually it could be just, let's check my window. Yeah, this isn't centered. All right, so you want to work on getting the alignment a little better. Okay, but not bad. Not a lot. Clear logo, I like that. Linked up, good job. So we have to be careful about using logos. We need a description of what's going on here, all right, as well. Okay. Not my favorite form type, given the clear kind of modern look that you have. I think I would use a straighter edge and not so much a curved, to be consistent with yours. Also put a little space there after your H. So yeah, but really great start. Let's take a look. Okay. A little spacing there. Bring it up a bit. You may want to have this centered. Check it out and see if you have your name on one line and marketing affiliate on the next. See how that works out for you. Make sure there's no overlapping. And good job being consistent with your fonts. All right. Okay. Yeah, these will require some accessibility adjusting, file names, things like that, descriptions, when you get to week 4. I don't know, maybe you want this background color black. It's up to you. I like the color. I'm just not sure it's throughout your site. But nice work. Good job. Can't wait to see it when week 4 comes around. It's going to look pretty different, I think. Okay, I liked this. Stop scrolling, start connecting. I did like that. Not a fan of this. I would remove that. A couple of reasons. The script isn't really made for headings, and the spacing would normally be tighter. I would choose one of these fonts. Remove this background, it's template. Remove that background. It seems to be template as well. And I do love drafting, but yeah, and you do have a square edge here. I would do the same thing over here, or vice versa, but I think this would be a straight edge. Okay, this spacing is a little off. I mentioned before, I think what you want to do, bring this up a little bit, bring this down to align with it, and then this, bring that over here. You may end up wrapping it around your image. But what you're going for is to have your image over here, bringing this over just a little, your image here, and your title above that is one way to do it. Or you can wrap it. You can bring this up and wrap this around, but you got to leave some space there. But this looks kind of like an afterthought, so we need some adjusting. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. I want to close that space. Yeah, just keep your paragraph text the same throughout and your headings the same. Okay. It's a little different there. I see you're doing this, but I think you want to stick with something like that. I mean, I like how it looks, but it's not working. And it's okay here, but where it's not okay is here. Okay, it's not connecting like it should. And it would need to be about the same size as this. That might work. If you put that same size, well, except for here, but you can put it there and you can put it on your home page, this same size. But here's the thing. This is more an example of your work. So I would take this out. I would take out the background. I would take this out. I would move this to just your work page. The contact, I would use this contact, and I would remove the other strip. Now this needs to be closed up. You need to grab that, remove it. It is even with this, but you would have to space these out. And I'm not sure they would work spaced out that much. They might, but we've got this dead space that we want to work with. You could put your script font here. All right. Period, I think, here. But good idea. So we want to watch that overlapping. Make sure we don't have any links that aren't to your professional accounts. We have a different font here, so we want to make that either the same as this don't think that you want this. I think you might want this. And we need to use consistent fonts and sizes, okay, for your paragraph text. And you're going to remove that empty space. Okay, a little smaller on your mobile. Okay, great start, great start. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I like this background image actually, but of course it isn't working here. We can't read. So that's something to think about. But great start. All right, Andrew. Okay, good. Your contact is last. This is like a disconnect for me. We've got your name. Maybe you need to put Cajun Films here, or Cajun, how you're pronouncing that. We do have a lot of scrolling here. This image needs to come out. Don't think that's yours. This needs to come out. This needs to come out. This needs to come out. Anything placeholder that's with your template comes out. You need to link to at least your LinkedIn. Good. Down here, you can keep your accessibility statement page, but it will have to be updated. I'm not sure you need a welcome page as long as your site is welcoming, and this isn't working. So I think I would get rid of this page. Okay. Don't think it's helping you. You can remove your home page altogether. This is just requiring a lot of scrolling. That's the problem here with this. We should be getting into your content. Make sure I thought you had a different image. This is too large for the resolution, and it's a lot of scrolling, so I would reduce that in size for sure. Make sure, remember to use the same line spacing in your paragraph text. And this isn't going anywhere, so delete that button. And link up. Yeah, this looks like it might be in your header, which makes it difficult to know when we've changed pages. I would just take that out so we can just focus on your work. This needs to come out. It's placeholder. And okay, we just want descriptions. If this is your lighting plot, we need a small description for it. We need to have descriptions for this. And remember, all of your descriptions are going to be, any work that you put in, you'll have to deal with the accessibility issues in week 4. So keeping it streamlined and simple is a benefit to you. This doesn't really show your user anything. You can list it as a skill, but showing them, the editor doesn't really tell them anything. They would need to see the finished piece, and you would just tell them how it was created, what it was edited in, okay? But images of the editor doesn't explain what you do. Okay, and so we'll take this out and you'll have this. It'll be simpler. You'll close some of this up and you'll just have this down here. I would move this down here and this down here. Actually, this is probably your whole footer, but I would remove a lot of that content and reduce the size. All right, let's check out the mobile. How are we doing here? Okay. The navigation's working, but again, this has to come out. This page comes out. We talked about that, needing descriptions, and then make sure you have equal spacing everywhere. Left align. After you fix this, that will not be there. Here you have services, so you would call this services. But you also have your work here. So I would rename this to portfolio and keep it portfolio here, since that's what it has. You're going to take that out. All right. Okay. Yeah, a couple of sweeping changes, but they're going to happen quickly, and they're going to make this seem pretty organized. Move this over to the left or center it. Okay. All right. Great job. Okay, Michael. We definitely want to remove the template logo. Contact goes last. Good. It's quite a lot of scrolling, but it's there if they want to read it. I saw a documentary on this place. Okay. Keep in mind in the future overlapping titles. Okay. All right. Linked up. Good job. This template font is just hard to read. I would use a sans serif so you don't have these very narrow strokes that make it tough. I know it's the template. Okay, hard to read. You're going to put it here. This. Close this up just a little bit. Make sure you're using the same font style throughout for your paragraph text. And you're going to need a little bit of space up here for a heading, I think. So bring this down just a little and put a title. Works. You may have to insert a narrow strip there to put your title, but that's what you need there. But in this style, okay, which is Avenir Light 38 point, and raise that up. All right, let's check out the mobile. Okay, left align, you're going to move that. Either center or bring that over to the left. Good photo, a little dark, but technically good. Going to close any gaps. This is going to be last, and you're going to adjust the layout for this. You're going to remove any placeholder. Okay, perhaps that is not placeholder. This was confusing a little bit because I didn't see a thumbnail that looked like this. Okay, let's go to one more thing. You can remove that dash or slash because you won't need it if there's nothing right there. All right, Great job. Move that down here. Well done. I can't wait to see these. Everybody's moving along. It's such a great clip. Okay, Erica, let's make sure we delete the profile and the login button and the book online, right? You can always add those later. This should go smaller because we are overlapping. We also need to reduce. Keep this like this. I'm not sure you need this at all. It's a little large and you're going into a lot of detail. Okay. I think you want a little heavier weight here and here. This might go bold. I would grab this box and extend it, make a slash here and bring that up. You've got the space to put this on one line. Check, make sure this has the same line spacing. Probably just a button to your contact page would be better here. And you can put that information on your contact page. And you're going to link up. This, I suspect, isn't going anywhere. So take that off, rename it contact, and link it to your contact page. And put this on your contact page. I think this actually would look better in this font, just a little larger, so that it complements that. Okay, you're going to need to describe all of these, and in week 4, you're going to need to work on the accessibility of all of these. This is not, the resolution isn't strong enough, it's not clear, so it needs to come out. You'd be better off just having text that says Media by Erica. Too small here. It appears we've got some duplicates. Okay, so this is working a little better than this layout. So you may consider taking that strip out. But this isn't linking to anything. So you would, and this I don't know that that's yours. Don't know. Yeah, use your grid for your work so that things are aligned, and provide context for each work that you are posting. That is a description. Okay, that should just have this here. We don't need all of that. And this button doesn't seem to be working. So what you want to do, check your pages and menu and see if this page, if you can access it, and if you can, you can put this content on it and leave this on your bio and put all of your selected work onto your works page, but you need to make sure it's linking to that. Right now, maybe it's hidden. Double check that functionality there. Okay, let's check the mobile. Okay, you want to close that up. The layout works. Again, that's coming out. It's not linking to anything. And this, of course, you have some duplicates. So duplicates have to come out, and you need descriptions. This is 3 times already. You'll need to have an example of a video here rather than just a title with a template. Okay, your brand is trying to come together. Okay, so you just don't need all of this, and it's wrapping broken. So take this out, close it up a bit, and just have a contact title heading, and remove this. There's nothing there. So you want to delete that page. It's always easy to add later, but delete that and this. All right. Okay. Well, everybody, you will be required to submit bulleted points of the feedback that you're given in this video. You'll be submitting that bulleted list in task 1 with your week 4 revision. But here's a tip. If you want, you can go into this video on YouTube. You can copy the transcript, and if you want to put it in ChatGPT, you can ask it to make a bulleted list for you of comments. You would want to check it, but it's one thing to try. Chat doesn't, it fails often, and not in the ways that we would. It's going to have perfect grammar and spelling, but it will be flawlessly generic and put incorrect information in, so double check. All right, everybody, I'm looking forward to these revisions and seeing where you are next week. Great job.